Welcome to the Tracksuit Podcast!
Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Tracksuit Podcast. Here we sit with my co-host, VJ Hendricks. I'm James Cullen Bressack, and our guest today is Jesse Kove. Actor, awesome dude. Jesse, we're pretty good friends, right?
Yes.
So this should be an easy first podcast. Obviously you didn't get the memo. You didn't wear a tracksuit. You showed up a little late. So it's going to be a short episode. So I guess we'll just end it here, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for tuning in.
All right. Thanks for coming in this week. No, so Jesse,
Got to bring in tracksuits for people. Just have a closet.
We
of
did think about
tracksuits.
that.
Yeah. I don't think mine would fit you.
That's fine.
But I do want to play something because I feel like this sums up me and your friendship.
Okay.
I want to play this recording for everybody.
I think I know.
Jesse, I don't have time right now. What do you need?
I'm about to sit down with my family and
Dude, I'm in the middle of some stuff. What do you need right now? All right.
You called me.
No, I didn't, Jesse. All right.
Yes, you did.
Okay, maybe I did, but like, I don't have time for this.
I gotta take this. I gotta take this. I have a call. I gotta take this.
So
Anytime James is on the phone with you, if he says he's got to take this, it means he's got to get off the phone, or he wants to get off the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, Sony's calling me. I got Lionsgate's calling me. I got to take this right now.
I just like to mess with Jesse because he's just so friendly. He's one of like the nicest people I know. So he's the only person who you could call and pretend that they were bothering you by calling you. And at first he'd be like, did I do something wrong? Instead of going like, wait, you called me. It took like 2 responses before you went into the you called me, which I thought was pretty funny.
Loved it. Love the banter. The banter's good.
Well, anyways, getting into Jesse, Jesse, I wanted to talk to you real quick because you've had like a pretty great career as an actor. You're doing a lot of action movies. You're
Pretty great.
Fantastic career. I mean, you have
kidding.
been building. You've been doing a ton of stuff. Leading man territory on some pretty big things at the moment.
Thank you.
But that all started. You started as a kid. In the house. You had chores as a kid, right? You have a twin sister.
Yep.
And so you guys probably divvied up the chores. So like in your house, it was taking out the trash, making your bed. Like cleaning the dishes. Sweeping the leg. How often were you required to sweep the leg?
Oh my God. I've never heard this before. This is the first debut for a podcast. We'd sleep the leg pretty regularly, especially during sports. I hear that a lot. Yes, that motto was a part of my life for sure. Through my dad. But yeah, that's part of growing up too, was growing up in the business. My dad is an actor, Martin Kove.
Yeah.
Most notably from Karate Kid, Cobra Kai, Cagney and Lacey, Rambo. But yeah,
Boris is dead.
Boris is dead. That's right.
Yeah. With you.
That's right.
That's gonna be amazing.
The Bubbas.
The Bobos. Yeah.
We're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was always an amazing part of my upbringing was being in Hollywood during that the 90s and early 2000s. Growing up in the business, it was such a pleasure and a joy and I have endless experiences. But positivity. What's
awesome about your career is I think you got a lot of amazing life lessons, acting wise, and really career wise, from your dad. But you've built this on your own. Like you have gotten so many amazing, accolades as an actor, and done so many awesome projects. Where I mean, you were just recently the right hand to the president and President Down, saving the world, flying outside of a plane. You have am I allowed to talk about your thing you just did with Autumn or?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, he is the
just
lead.
Not where it's airing yet.
He is the lead of a pretty awesome romance film that there was also a reality show that was
Whitney
shot.
Levitt.
Yeah, was shot behind the scenes with it.
Secret Lives of so the one of the stars of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Whitney Levitt, was her first movie. Yeah, they secured her to do the first movie with me, and she was awesome.
But Jesse is one of the most dedicated actors that I know. I would say that like every single day he is either filming an audition or acting in something. Literally, he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to Atlanta for 2 weeks. Oh yeah, I'll be in Nashville for 2 weeks. He is filming something at all times. What's it like staying busy in this business, especially in a time where a lot of people are not busy.
Thanks, man. I so appreciate that. It means a lot, really does. You know, I stay busy not just because I'm a tremendous actor, but I really feel like I stay busy because of my relationships that I've created with people, that you understand. Like, that is such an important part of the business, is creating these relationships. And then every time, you know, I get rehired so much by people I've worked with all the time, because when I show up on set, I want to be a joy to work with. I want to uplift everybody. You know, I don't like egos on set. You know, sometimes, you know, I'll be very firm about how I maybe think about something, or it should be this way. You know, that's not like coming from an ego standpoint.
He's bought everybody Starbucks before.
This is very
He
true.
did, yeah. He bought everybody Starbucks on set one time.
No, you were by far the nicest dude.
Oh, thanks,
on set.
man.
Like you make everybody feel welcome.
Oh, well, you guys know how to make a movie and make people feel welcome. And I think that's, you know, you want to work with people that you enjoy working with. You're like, oh, he's going to work hard. He's going to show up on time.
Yeah.
And I think no matter what level you're at.
I mean, I would say that, you know, 100% in this business, it's really interesting because realistically, like, I'm more inclined to work with somebody, and I'm not saying the people I work with aren't amazingly talented, but I'm more inclined to work with somebody who is maybe slightly less talented than somebody else, just because they're easier to work with. You know, I think that some people leave out and don't realize how important it is to just be easy to work with and fun to be around. Because I'm like, okay, maybe this person might be the most talented person in the world, but they're a dick. Like, I'm not going to want to deal with that for,
So much energy.
30 days, 40 days, because I'm actually going to get a worse performance out of that person because I'm going to be not enjoying making the movie.
Be stressed out.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah.
Jesse's by far like the nicest dude on set.
Oh, thanks,
Like anytime I like get to be in anything with Jesse, I'm always like, oh my God, it's gonna be with Jesse. Like today's day is Jesse's day. I get to be with Jesse.
Have you guys shared
Okay.
some scenes yet, though?
No, me and Jesse have never been
You've
in
been in
anything. We like
3 movies together.
Yeah, we
Not in the same
in the
moment.
same
Yeah.
scene. No, like we did the workout.
Yeah, you did the workout. You did Complex Texas.
Complex
and you did
Texas.
Boris's Dad.
Boris is Dead, which debuts
Yeah.
on Monday.
Yes.
By the way,
Super
at the
exciting.
Yes.
Beverly
Super-
Hills Film Festival.
I'd imagine
amazing
by the
cast.
time that this comes out, it's already debuted.
Yes. It has already debuted.
Yeah,
It
there's
is
already-
You guys
amazing.
loved it,
Yeah.
and you gave it
Yeah, we're
100% on Rotten
assuming-
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's the same for you guys. Such mutual respect for you two, and you know, sometimes it isn't always nice on set. Sometimes it's hard, it's difficult. There's things, and that's that's part. But like lifting people up, there's no reason that you shouldn't be making movies and having a good time.
Right. I mean, the best, I've always said that the worst day on set is still probably better than any day in my normal life.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know, like it's like we got to play pretend for a living. Like
Totally.
why would we not
sure.
enjoy that?
Those challenges are always like fun to like be in and figure out, and you're working with a team of people that want to help you. It's amazing.
But I think uniquely you have taken like a mindset and you've done this from a very young age. You consistently work, you put yourself out there, and is this like you're have a goal in how you're building your resume, or do you look at acting almost like a muscle and you like to, like just like you hit the gym all the time? Are you just getting your reps in by going on set? Like what is the mindset behind wanting to work as often as you do?
I always say I never want to be like pigeonholed to one type of character. I know I do a lot of action stuff because I really do enjoy it, but I always say yes to like almost everything because I want to play different characters. I want people to see me and be like, oh, he was so funny as that guy, or he was so dramatic, or he was great in action, or whatever.
Very, very different. Your character in Boris is Dead is very different than a lot of the stuff. Yeah.
So what is your role in Boris is Dead?
I play one of the police officers who's coming in to investigate the whole situation, and my dad, we're partners. And
he's wet behind the ears,
Yeah.
So your dad's playing a cop too.
Yeah. He's the rookie cop. The dad's the veteran cop.
And our relationship in the movie is so funny together. Like with James, we created these funny scenarios and how
a lot of improv. Yeah.
A lot of improv.
Yeah.
It wasn't like two tough cops coming in trying to figure. It was like a totally like, what the hell is going on? And there's like a fight scene that he and I have in the car where we're fighting each other, and he slams my head into the wheel of the car. It's just really fun, and that kind of fun, playful stuff is amazing. I mean, talk about difficult situations. My dad and I had we were on set and we had flights booked because we had to go like do another project. Whatever. Remember, we were trying to figure out what the thing, and then we were like, no, we'll move this flight, and then we were able to finish the scene. And like, it was great. We're so glad that we stayed.
Yeah, it was a blast, and I think we got some really good stuff because of it.
Yeah.
But
yes, that's why, to finish your question, I say yes to a lot of stuff that obviously I hope is like good. But I want to stay busy because I want to stretch the muscles and try different things.
Yeah.
That's so important, I feel like, to do, and not just, like when someone says like, oh, it should be offer only with that. Like, yeah, sure. That's really nice. But like, audition for that, give them a thing and see what you throw at them.
Do you enjoy auditioning?
I do. Funny enough, Josh Kelly, a good friend of ours.
Yeah.
We audition. He's my main guy that I audition with.
David a lot too,
and
right?
David Lawrence as well. Yeah, they seem like my two guys, and I have one other professional place I go to, and then I have, of course, my acting class I go to as well. But Josh and I really we take it seriously. Like, we work these scenes. Like, we'll get into my room. I have an entire setup. Not as elaborate as this, but
Tracksuit Podcast.
Yeah, exactly. And we really work these scenes. We care about it. We want to try things, and it's always a fun. He and I will come into the room together, and we're like, oh, we love acting, and we'll get into these moments and try to find things. I've booked many things with him, and I've also booked Josh. David taped Magnum PI with me. That was fun that he booked me on. That was great.
Well, I actually like to talk about like a moment that like exists, and it's a behind the scenes moment that I know about that I think is kind of powerful about actors that you're working with and helping one another. And it's when you were going to audition for General Hospital, and you were putting it together with Josh, and you asked Josh, hey, why have you not done this? This would be perfect for you, right?
Yeah.
And then he does the audition, and now he's been on GH for
like 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
200 or 300 episodes. I did not know that story.
Literally, that was Jesse pushing him to go on tape for this when he was not sent the audition.
What?
So
yeah, I mean, we were traveling, and I got this audition. And I was like, dude, you'd be great for this. He's like, oh, I know a couple people that like run that show, and I was like, dude, like, tell them that you want to audition for this. He was like, he was very humble. He's like, no, I don't. I'm like, dude, this is how the business works. You message someone that you do a good tape, you're a good actor. Like, I was like, dude, do it. And this was like during like COVID when nobody was working. And I was, I didn't care whether we want each other to win.
But that's the great thing about Jesse is he's not only a huge champion of himself, but he's a champion of his friends and those around him.
100%.
And I mean, I think that the proof is in that.
I mean, I love that James has been so supportive of my career. I've been so supportive of his, and like meeting you the same way was like, I mean, I love that it's a group of friends that cheers each other on so much. Like, when somebody else does good, we all succeed. It's such a great group, which I think is hard to find in Hollywood sometimes.
Totally. It is very hard, for me personally, hard to grasp when people are not, full of like either gratitude or wanting others to win, because it's such a selfless point, but it's also like, how can you not? Like, that's what it's all about, is how helping other people, and it comes back to you in different ways. They won't forget it. Like, it's like what keeps the world working. It's like working on a movie set. Like, you want your crew to be happy. You want them to eat well. You want them to get paid well. And that's your team, your army. And like, how can you not share that with other people?
I also not only get excited when I see friends succeeding, but it also, I think, reaffirms to me that my dreams are possible, that the things around me that I believe are possible because I see the wins you have, the wins you have, the wins other friends of mine have. And I go, okay, great. It's important to keep driving because it is possible.
It's inspiring.
It's inspiring for sure.
See your stuff. I'm like, oh, he's doing it. Like, I can do it. Or we can,
And just to even be able to be in some of these things is absolutely amazing. Just to go back to Martin Kove, like, I was telling James yesterday, I'm like, Martin Kove in Karate Kid scared the shit out of me as a kid. Like, I was like tormented by this dude. I was like, oh my God, that's like the worst dude on the planet. And everybody was such a huge fan of his as I got into the business. And then now to be in movies with you and your dad is super crazy awesome.
It is cool. I feel very grateful I get to do that with him.
It must be really special to have those moments and those things you could look at of you guys together. It's kind of,
thank you. And you understand your dad being in the business.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, to sum it up, I always think to myself, like, in 50 years from now, I can look back at all this stuff because it's forever, right?
Yeah.
It's like every different age group I have. I'm like, oh my God, we did that in 2008 or whatever. And there we were, and I could show my kids or whatever. And yeah, it is very special. We push each other, we care about each other a lot, and he's been so helpful in my career, and just watching him do what he does, and it's been such a joy. I'm actually about to go off to Utah at the end of this month to go jump on a project that he's doing, and he's got it's like a fun alien movie with Casper Van Dien, Mickey
fun.
Rourke,
Super cool.
Brandon, and yeah, it's fun. I can't say too much, but it's a fun project.
That is awesome. You've been traveling a lot to Comic-Cons.
Yes.
As well, type of cons, I should say.
Yep.
On things. How is that?
They're so fun. It's, I feel like a lot of like movie stars or actors used to like look down on them because they thought like, oh, if you're doing Comic-Cons, it's because you don't have money and you're just getting a quick buck.
Now they make hand over fist money at these things.
Crazy. Yeah. Crazy money.
Yeah, it's insane.
I don't know what that's like, but it's so much fun because you really get to meet your fans and like resonate with them and hear stories, and and it's such a great way to like extend yourself to fans and to see how much they love your work, and it's so cool. And then you meet other actors that like for us, there's other actors that are there that we know that you've become friends with. It's always funny, like you're in a green room with like 30 actors that are from like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, or like whatever,
so cool.
Star Wars. It's like the most hilarious amalgamation of people, and it's like I became friends with Dogpool, Peggy from Deadpool. The dog,
the little dog,
derpy
yeah.
dog. I became friends with her and her parents because they go to Comic-Con.
I like how he doesn't say I met the dog. He goes, I became friends with the dog.
Peggy loves me.
Yeah.
Peggy, I know you love me, Peggy.
So I do want to take a moment actually to pivot there, because you've done some really incredible work in animal activism, for dogs. You work with a lot of dog rescues. You want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah, I mean, you know David Chokichi, the actor. We did President Down together, and he is huge in animal rescue. And so we started talking on set, and he brought me into this organization he works with called Wings of Rescue, which is basically they charter these big cargo planes, and we ship like hundreds of dogs at a time all around the country that are on the list for euthanasia.
To no kill shelters, right?
Exactly, to no kill shelters, because there's more space in other parts of the country than in Los Angeles, which is really overcrowded. So I've been heavily involved with him in that, and we fly together on these these cramped little planes, and we have a blast. We just love doing it. It's such a joy, and fills our spirit up, and it's such a blessing we get to do that.
And you have a special needs dog yourself at home.
I do.
Yes.
I have 2 pit bulls. One's a tripod. Bubba, he's amazing. My little boy. Rescued him from Mexico, and I'm still trying to get the Meatball over to come hang out with him.
Meatball's been to your house before.
I don't know if he's hung out with Bubba though, but anyway.
Meatball was there for movie night.
Oh, that's right.
James's French Bulldog is absolutely
Yeah,
the most adorable.
The meat.
Yeah.
The meatball.
He's amazing. But you're an animal lover too, man. You love cats.
Yes.
I love that about you.
Yeah, I love cats. I love my Frenchie. I love animals. I feel like, who wouldn't like animals? I mean,
It's true.
It's just like a little ball of love that chases you around.
It's their boost the morale. I have this idea. Tell me what you guys think. I think that there should be a company that's always has dogs, or just a dog on a movie set. They're the morale dog.
100%.
They just boost everyone's morale. They walk around all day. They're always there every day.
I'm actually surprised that they don't do that for child actors on set, that they don't have an animal to hang out with them.
Yeah.
Like they have a
They
studio
should do-
teacher. They should have also like a puppy.
Jean-Claude Van Damme had his dog.
Yeah. Well,
on set.
As Van Damme did.
I think of like those crazy days where people
Van
are
Damme
tired.
doesn't go anywhere without
and,
his dog Lola.
Woofie's comes around and everyone's like, Woofies! And then, we go
Yeah.
back to work, and then everybody's happy again.
Yeah.
My partner and I, we just saw a hotel. I believe it was in Canada somewhere. I'd have to see exactly where, that had a dog, a gorgeous dog that you could rent for the day.
Wow.
It would just come into your room and hang out. And
But you
go
just
with it.
rented for the day.
Rent for the day. You could take it on walks. You could do whatever you want to do. And I was
You can
like,
rent me for the day, and I'll come and hang out with you. And
I am
go to
also
coffee.
rentable by the day. Minutes or hours. It's up to you.
Yes, just call his agent.
Yeah.
That's how we got him here. We rented him for the day.
That is true.
And today he's pretending as an actor to be our friend. So Jesse, why do you have a flip phone? Are you selling drugs?
Yeah, Jesse has a flip
Oh wow,
phone.
yeah. So I it's so funny you mention this. I recently, hopefully you don't see that number. I recently, was talking to my girlfriend Shelby, who you're friends with.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
of course.
Great.
We love Shelby. Shout out Shelby.
Shout out
Shelby.
Shelby.
Love you,
I
baby.
love you so much.
She's very, she just calls a spade with me. She's just like, you're on your phone too much, you know, and sometimes that can affect like your relationship and the communication, you know, and it's and especially in the day and age we live in, like you come home and you're on your phone or whatever. And I was, you know, I basically, you're totally right. So I basically got this basically flip phone to offset.
With a picture of Shelby as the background.
That's right. That's
There
right.
you go.
That's adorable.
He said it right.
To offset that like addiction, because I'm totally on my phone too much, whether it's
Same.
social media, like, you know, how many times you grab your phone to like, because for no reason.
Just to look.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm obsessed with
I
it.
have a problem where I grab my phone and I go, wait, what was I doing?
I did it today.
Why did I do? What was I gonna? I grabbed it for a reason.
Yep.
What am I doing? And how am I suddenly
This is the first
looking
step
at cat
in admitting
videos?
you have a problem,
Yeah,
James.
the first step of admitting. Yeah, but Jesse used to do the thing that I call the where I'd be talking to him and he'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
Not
Or it's just-
anymore.
But
yeah,
it's flip.
So the flip phone, is it helping?
You actually cannot believe how much it helps right away.
So is it a separate number or is it the same number?
Separate number. I've given.
I haven't been given this.
No, you're
separate
in
number.
there. You're in.
But I might be in there,
I'm
but I
telling
don't have
people.
that number.
So it's like because you immediately like, you know, like I'll be honest, like I'll be driving in my car and I'll have my phone on the magnet thing and I'll like, you know, whether it's Instagram or you pull up a documentary or whatever, you know, you're on
But
your
you
phone.
pull up a documentary while you're driving.
Sure. Yeah.
You
Sometimes
just
I'm
said,
in
you
traffic
pull up a documentary.
or a Netflix show and traffic. We're in LA. There's traffic all the time.
Or when he is in the back of a nice SUV.
That's
which
right.
I see a
But
lot of
therein
times.
lies the problem. It's like, you know, so also I realized like I don't have to answer the phone every single moment someone calls or like, you know, text message reply every time. You can get back to them in an hour or 30 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever. So it's been really like you feel like you have more time and more space when you do that.
So I got a work phone that I thought I was going to do the same thing with. So I got it as an Android because I'm an iPhone user and I just can't figure out how to use it. So I literally, I just don't get back to people on it. I literally have now
an iPhone fan.
found a way to reroute it to my phone.
I think it's
and
cool.
I don't use the Android phone at all. I should probably switch it to a flip phone. That
It's
probably would have
so
been
nice
much
to
easier.
dial a number.
Yeah.
No social media or anything on that flip
Nothing.
phone?
Just
I feel like that's where that's a hookup right there.
Yes.
Because that Instagram is addictive. I just want to scroll.
It is, and it's supposed to
What
be.
do you do? Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's inspiring because you're like, you get to see what your friends like Jesse and,
Of course.
and Josh Kelly
But
and
put a
people
time
that are
limit
doing.
on it.
It needs to be a time limit. We just saw Shark Tank this one of the past weeks that had these guys had come out with a card where parents can like Bluetooth the card to the phone and the kids cannot get on any site that they choose
genius.
to do it until the card is clicked back on.
Yeah, I
I'm
need somebody to
investing,
do.
I'm
I need
investing.
somebody to do that to me.
I do too.
And let's be honest
I do
here.
too.
When we go to the bathroom, how long are we sitting in the bathroom for?
extra
On the phone,
time.
just
Extra
scroll
half
time.
an hour, right?
Especially with me because I got a bidet and I love a bidet. Let me tell you how much I love my bidet.
He's on a warm toilet seat waiting just
I'll tell
It's
you,
ready
though,
for scroll.
I literally sit there like before going to bed and I'm like, all right, let me just check my phone real quick. I'll look at like Instagram and I'll scroll for what feels like 10 minutes and I'll be like, wait, it's been 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
How is that possible? How is 2.5 hours passed?
Booty be
From
clean as a
like-
motherfucker on that thing.
the doom scroll.
Booty be clean as a motherfucker. That damn I didn't hit that button 3 or 4 times on that bidet. That bidet just
Oh my
I
god.
Keeping
think
it going.
DJ's doing a whole different thing than laying in bed scrolling. He's like, oh, I'm just chilling on the bidet.
I come out there like a full shower by the time I'm done.
If you
with
haven't
that whole
used a bidet, it's pretty amazing.
Oh my
So
God,
you
I'm
guys get
addicted.
yourself a bidet.
I mean, I think it's weird that like we're not set up. Most European restrooms have bidets. Like we are
They're
not
great.
set up for them. Vegas, a lot of
Yeah.
bidets.
Yeah,
Like we are not set up for it. In
they want
America.
you to scroll, post that you're there.
Mhm.
all that.
A bidet
Anyway,
will help you gamble more.
That's
and more
my
and more.
detox thing.
Yeah.
I've only done
Love
it for
it.
a few days. It's been really cool. So if you get a call from my 818 number,
Oh
that's
yeah,
me.
okay.
818. That's an
Yeah.
old school LA.
Yeah.
That seems like the number to prank him on. I'll be like, Jesse, I don't have time for this. Be like, did I call you?
We'll put that in the comments down below.
Are you guys excited about the release of Boris is Dead coming out this week?
I'm ecstatic because it's the biggest
It's been a
thing
minute
I've
since
ever been in.
I have not chosen to see anything because I wanted to be watching it with an audience, which I'm very excited about.
I got a sneak peek back in the day on James's phone of James goes, do you want to see something of yourself? And normally I go no because I don't like watching myself on things.
Mhm.
But James showed me just a clip of before anything was really, really done, and I was like, holy shit, that's me. Like
Yeah.
with actors I look up to so much. How I get killed in this movie is insane and it's brutal and it's
And
by
it's not a
actors
spoiler because it's in the title.
that- yeah, Boris is dead. Yeah,
James got on my case because I put a post up about some
I
photos.
saw it.
And I'm sorry for whoever the powers be at this movie. It was a little showy.
Yeah. Yeah, I got hit in the head with a bullet.
But yes, it's an exciting time. I'm excited for this film. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming out. What I'm really excited about is this firefighter movie I did with John Voight and Kelsey Grammer.
Yes, yeah. I wasn't sure if that was allowed to be talked about.
Oh, yeah,
I would have brought
absolutely.
it up. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're looking to get a theatrical release for it now, and then I think it's going to go on Paramount Plus after
Amazing,
What?
amazing. What was it like working with a legend like John Voight?
Same. I saw your social media stuff. That was
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh man,
amazing.
he's amazing. I mean, he's like 86, and he is like still so with it. Like, just not that anyone in that age shouldn't be, but he's literally. I'd show up on set and he'd like shadow box me. You know, he would like try to hit me, and I'd be like, "All right, John, ow." You know, and I mean, he's just so with it. I mean, he shows up on set, he knows your lines, his lines. I mean, he'll get there, he kind of like touches things, like, okay, I'm here, we're doing this. All right, you know, he's so present with you, and he's just an amazing actor. He cares so much about what he does, and he's such a lovely human being. And he's become a friend, which is like such a godsend. Like, became friends with John Voight, and you know, we love chatting with each other, and we talk about all kinds of different things, spirituality and life and movies. I mean, the stories that this man has told me about his history of, you know, working with people and his friends. I mean, it's just, I'm so lucky to have worked with him. And the crazy thing is, when we auditioned for that movie, it was in person, which is so rare right
So
now.
you had
Yeah,
to
of
audition
course.
for this movie.
Yeah,
How
he was in the
cool.
room,
Voight was in there, yeah.
which was nuts. And Stephen Paul, who you know,
Yeah.
great producer, was there. Fern Champion, the casting director, and Jessica Lord is another actress that was in the film, who was fantastic. It was so cool to do the in person. I mean, it had been a while since I had done that, and it was just great. Felt like old times. It was beautiful.
Did you say Kelsey Grammer too?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He's saying Kelsey Grammer, not me.
Sorry. Fraser on that shit.
Watch, as you know,
Yeah.
like when you watch two like titans of acting, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when they are like working off each other, it's like you can't take your eyes off
Mm.
the monitor.
I mean, yeah, you know, it's actually really amazing. I've talked about this a lot in podcasts that I've been on, but there's so many actors that the second they're actually on a monitor and on a camera, there's something that switches. Like, you know, when I was working with Christopher Lloyd early on in my career, and I was like
Wow.
21 at the time, and he was in the scene. Before that, when I was talking to him, he was just hanging out on set, and he just seemed like a normal, regular older gentleman. And then he gets on camera, and I was like, holy shit, that's Doc Brown. Like, I just felt it. Like, I was like, that is, oh my God, that's Christopher Lloyd.
That's so cool.
So like, but there's something like they have a switch and a sparkle that only the camera captures.
Yeah.
And it's just that magic. And it's definitely mesmerizing. You can tell, you know, when you see them do their work, like what made them who they are.
It's so cool
You know,
to watch
yeah,
that.
it's
like-
incredible. Yeah.
Mhm. I even remember that from the Tom Sizemore days, where he would get on set and you would be like, whoa, dude. Like, you would believe exactly what that dude
Yeah.
was delivering,
Yeah.
like with no rehearsal whatsoever. It would just
Tom
be
was a
like,
great
boom.
actor.
Yeah,
I worked with
yeah.
him. And personal life
I've
was,
worked
you know,
with him a few times as well. I
unfortunate,
feel
but great actor.
sad,
So you're how I
very
met
sad.
him
Yeah.
back in the day for that. He was extraordinary.
So I'm gonna pivot outside of this real quick. So you keep in shape a lot, obviously hitting the gym often, and I know you're a big supporter of peptides. So
Yeah.
you know, like let's hear a little bit about that, because that's something that's, I think, very unique that not a lot of people know about. I know.
Shout out to Quan.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Gentle Giant Care. That's my buddy who I work with, who does all my peptide stuff. I got into it recently because you know, it was kind of becoming a thing. I was looking up. I was like, what are these? And I researched what they were. And they're just like amino acids and just like little building blocks.
Like what are they exactly?
It's just amino acid profiles that basically.
So it's different than like GLP-1s, stuff
Right,
like that.
like-
It's
It's basically helping your body doing what it's already doing, just like faster. You know, you're supplementing some of these recovery blends to help you, and you know they have them for everything. You know, yeah, it sometimes can feel weird because you're like the best way to do it is injecting it, but you know, you're like, oh, needles and
needles. It's weird.
right. So
Yeah.
it is weird, but it's the best way to get them into your system,
Yeah.
which is great. And you know, I put my body through so much, whether it's through stunts and all that. It really helps.
So Jesse does his own stunts, actually on a certain project. I don't know if I should say which one, but
Yeah, you can.
a mortar blew up and you.
Oh yeah.
What?
This is Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. A mortar, and it like it hit, knocked him and completely scraped
Yeah,
up this.
pyro.
So let's also
explosion.
start with what Call of Duty project is this?
Modern Warfare 2.
What?
Yeah, it was awesome. They did, was doing
He's
their,
a playable character in it.
yeah, you can play me. I'm Hammer.
Yeah.
And so they this is when they started doing the live action commercials with the characters instead of just the video game characters. The actual actors playing those characters, great guys. And yeah, one of the stunts they had with a pyro explosion like went off in my face. It was crazy. But
And he was wearing like goggles, and that's like what
iPro
saved him.
and
He was
ear.
like lucky that he was
Yeah.
wearing the
Did
goggles
it
because
hurt
it
you
would
at
have
all, or
taken
no?
your eye
it was
out.
I mean, I had like little pieces of like cork and little rock in my
shit.
face. It was like
Yeah.
it was
he went to a monster truck rally with me right after and was just sitting there like
Well, you-
like zonked out, and I was like,
kind of a badge of honor.
You
Yeah.
definitely looked the part at that point.
you were a little shell shocked.
Grave digger.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just my buddy Aaron Switzer. He was with me on that project. He's a great dude. We love shooting the shit together. He's a tough guy too, and so he was just like, "Oh, dude, badge of honor, war wound, war scar." And I was like, "Yeah." So it was wild. But yes, I do enjoy doing my own stunts. I want audiences to see a movie that I do and be like, "Oh, that's Jesse."
Yeah.
I think it makes you like enjoy what you're watching more. Like when you see a Tom Cruise movie, like when we went to see Mission Impossible and you just loved it.
Yes, I was so focused on the movie when we saw Mission. So Jesse takes me to go see Mission Impossible with him. I haven't seen any of them past Mission Impossible 3, so I had no clue what the story was. I'm sitting there in the theater. I told him I didn't want to
Also,
go.
we got tickets for
but
like 12 people.
I told him I didn't want to go, but he's like, I bought you a ticket anyway. Just come. And so I'm sitting there, and like I get a text message, and I look down, which I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't be doing that in the theater. Jesse takes a picture of me doing that. He goes, he doesn't respect Tom Cruise. And so I was like, he made fun of me forever. But the funniest thing about that was not just that whole section and me not really understanding what was going on in this last Mission Impossible movie, but I was the one they pulled when we leave the theater because we saw it opening day. They pulled me for like the Rotten Tomatoes interview
Oh my God.
to tell them to say what I thought of the film. And I was the only one who had no clue what was
Blasphemy.
going on.
Blasphemy.
And then, because I've seen you, speaking of stunts, like hanging out of a plane on that President Down movie.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Which was
Yeah.
crazy. Did you film that at Air Hollywood?
I forgot the name of this place. It was one of those.
One of those
And it
plane
was like
sets.
they had this crane inside this sound stage, and they like lifted me up. And what's I didn't know is that you can't actually hang on that for more than like 5-10 minutes because the blood circulation in your body gets all messed up because you have all these you're in like a harness all the time. It's cutting circulation off of so they have to like bring you down and then get back up, and like you're up and down all the time because you can't just be hanging like this.
That's crazy. Well, you got the muscles for it. And then the 360 back on that. For the peptides, like,
Yes.
is that helping you just kind of keep?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I cycle on and off of them, but for sure, like during that time, I actually had Quan come to the set one of those days, and he gave me an IV and all this stuff because I mean, I was like doing all this fighting and physical activity, and it was exhausting. And so, I needed that like pick me up to help me keep going, rather than just coffee.
That's
And he was so helpful in that. And Quan's been amazing. He actually, and I can be honest with this because I think it's just good for men to hear this. Like, I didn't know because Quan was like, "Oh, let's get your blood work done and do all this stuff." And like, I'm very physically active, and I'm young, and but my testosterone levels were like crazy low, and I'm also eat very healthy too, and I was like, "How is that even possible?" And it just varies between people. It could be genetics as well. And Quan was like, "Well, let's
Could be
help
a
you."
lack of not sweeping the leg enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Don't
didn't
do
you
that.
say-
If you sweep the leg a little bit more often.
I'm because of you, I'm also like looking at my testosterone, which is actually low. It's not like under the level, but it's almost getting to that level.
Mine was really low.
Yeah, didn't you say that like yours was lower than your dad's?
My dad was like way better than mine. Like
He ain't sweep the leg, bro.
my dad's like testosterone was like in the 1500s. But yeah, so Quan helped me get on a regimen to help boost that up, which has been great, and I feel so much better. And I think all men should like go get their blood test done and see where their levels are at.
All men should get their blood test done. All men should wear tracksuits. These are things that you're learning from
This
the
is
podcast.
how you become the ultimate man.
Yeah.
Today's my first day in a tracksuit.
How do you feel being your first day at a tracksuit?
Fuck, man, it's like being like naked with an extra skin.
Yeah,
on
it's
here.
like having
really nice.
velvet pajamas that people think are cool looking.
And like when you got to get on the bidet, you can just really like drop and go. You
I don't
have
know why
to
you'd
unbutton
be.
anything or anything on that.
I don't judge most of my life decisions by the bidet.
I do.
William DeMayo's gonna love coming on this podcast because it'll just be in one of his daily
William
tracksuits.
he gave me one of his tracksuits. He gave me one of his Brooklyn tracksuits. Those are awesome.
A Gravesend tracksuit.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
But yes, that stuff is very helpful, especially in this day and age. I think it's great for anti-aging and everything. And Gentle Giant Care. He's based out of Atlanta, but he comes to LA like every month. So definitely look him up. He'll take good care of you. And I just love health stuff. It's important. I feel like it's really good to like obviously enjoy yourself in life, but I think it's important to be conscious of that. Do
you have like a fitness company or something that you're doing with? I see you working out a lot.
Yeah. So there's a company I work with called Form Performance. They do coaching for people to help get in shape and stuff. So they're based in England. They're awesome. Really enjoyed work. They helped me like after COVID. I really wanted to get myself in better shape, and I looked them up, and they were really helpful. So I was like, guys, I want to help other people do what I did. So Form Performance, check them out. But Quan, Gentle Giant Care, is the one that really gets you going. It's important to get your blood test done. But yeah, all that stuff is so helpful for, especially when you're doing movies. And I pride myself on, like I said, being in the scenes when we're doing fight scenes and all that. And I think that's such a fun part of what we get to do.
Yeah, I was just telling James before you got here that you looked extraordinary in Complex, Texas, just in the photos.
Oh, thank you.
I wasn't on that set during that time.
And I said I wasn't either because that was second unit. So I wasn't there when they were shooting on the
big day. Helicopters.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I saw a helicopter situation. Yeah, I love it because James will like it's also just being interesting being on sets with you where you are not the director, and then it's just trying to figure out whether or not James could get it done faster. So it's like, it's my favorite thing is to just fuck with James, where James will be like, I could have had this scene done like 10 minutes ago. I'd already be done with this at this situation. So it's kind of funny when you're not directing. And then
I was acting in that scene. I was like, why am I in the scene?
Phenomenal. You and David Lawrence.
Yeah.
I get to be in a scene with two of my great, and Panthro, who's amazing. For that, but yes, in 3 movies with Jesse, but we have to be in a scene together. So,
well, you'll be. I'm trying to get James into the Western I'm doing. We're in the middle of.
He's putting it on a podcast, so now it really has to happen.
I'm trying.
That's right. We own the rights, so it's no big deal. But we're doing a prequel to.
Not the rights thing. The hiring me.
Oh yeah. This
is a verbal contract.
It's already a done deal for me, so it's just other people that are just whatever want to dot the I's, cross the T's. But my dad and I are co-producing a prequel to Tombstone.
What?
It's when Doc Holliday and White Earp met. It's a great script.
Great script. Yeah, it's a great script.
I'm trying to be your Huckleberry.
I'm trying to get exactly. So I want James to direct the film, and my dad does as well. So we're just we're putting that together right now. It's been really, really exciting process. James has been on the phone with a couple of the producers. And,
it's really cool. It's a great script, and I think it's a great part for Jesse. So
that's awesome.
I'm really excited to see. Yeah.
We were just my partner and I were just checking you out riding horses the other day. We were like, what can Jesse not do at this point? Look at him riding horses, working out, taking peptides, the whole thing.
That's the thing too. Funny enough, I actually saw this
peptides make you a better horseback rider.
Well, he could be. Sure.
Keeps that posture.
There's an amino acid that makes you really good with horses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's important to know. I saw this. I think it was who was it that Mia Goth. She put a thing the other day. She's like, I'll say anything to make sure I get the job, whether it's riding horses or whatever. And I was like, I feel like you shouldn't lie about not knowing how to ride a horse.
Yeah, no,
it's not fair to the animals.
It's also very dangerous for you, because if you don't know how to ride a horse, you could get kicked off of that horse pretty easily, and then
can't save a cowboy either. Way.
I'm like a fat cowboy that doesn't need to get on any horse. I can like pull the horse along on there. My scenes could be beside the horse on things. I would do that. Keep me in mind.
So, as somebody who's been in the industry for a very, very long time, and started at such a young age, and you have done so much as an actor, what advice, like what nuggets of advice do you have for actors trying to break in, especially now with the dynamics of what's going on in this world? Because you're also very active on social media. Is that something you think actors should push, or?
Yeah. I mean, we're always having to sell ourselves, right? I think that's an important aspect, is to show. Like, I feel like, yes, like even if you have the talent, like it's not enough. You have to be seen, right? People need to see you. And nowadays, big companies, big studios, they're acquiring brands that come with actors. They're hiring big social media stars because they come with a brand, they come with a following. And that is just the reality of what it is now. I mean, even like David Chokachi's on the new Baywatch.
Yeah.
70% of the cast are social media people that have big brands.
Yeah.
And They want to pool that audience, and that's fine. It's good for business.
But are there things that you've tried that haven't worked that you think people should avoid, and things that you've tried that have worked that you think
like the
should...
social media stuff, I feel like don't take it too seriously. Like just put stuff out there, and be fine with it, and just don't base your life off of someone else's social media stuff.
And overthinking will fuck with you
Yeah,
hard, man. Be
yeah.
like, should I post that? Should I not?
Like
post
your
that?
time will come whenever that is. It's like you don't have to be that person. And
Well, I think authenticity is really important
Yeah,
in this world at the moment. And I think being your authentic self, let your audience find you. Don't try and be somebody else.
Mhm.
Be the first of you.
Yeah.
Focus on who you are and be the best you can be, and don't mold yourself to other people's expectations.
I totally agree with you. It's very important, trying to, and it's also hard because of social media, trying to compare yourself. Like of course I'm guilty. Like I'll compare myself to other actors
Same.
that are out there that I'm like, oh, why aren't I there? Or what this, but it's like,
Does that drive you when you
it's
do
both.
that?
It's both.
Because let's talk. You directed Glenn Powell before.
I have back in the day.
He
Yeah.
did a short film where he directed Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
I feel like doesn't that kind of drive you to believe like, wow, I can get there
For sure. And Glenn's such a
Yeah.
good guy. And I was at the premiere of his football show that he did. And we caught up for a minute. It was great. And he's such a great guy. And I love what he's doing for the actual business. Like he's a big fan of wanting to like get movies made and make good projects. I see that. And I'm like you said, it's like, oh, look at where he's taken himself. But he's been doing it since he was a kid. I mean, he's been working hard since he was like 9,
working in Jesse Cove's short film.
That's
Mhm.
right. It's actually, you can
His
look it up
break.
online. I think it's called The Audition. It was a spoof about the audition process and
Oh, yeah.
how silly it all is. And it was really, really fun. But yeah, you see all that, and it is very inspiring. And you also learn stuff, and you see like what they're doing, and how you can kind of change your game about certain things. But again, back to the advice stuff, I just think also like don't take no for an answer. Just keep pushing yourself out there. You always gotta, as actors, we gotta have like the heart of a lion and the skin of a rhino. Because you're gonna get rejected all the time.
Great quote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are going to get rejected. It's just part of what it is. But that's not a
100%.
bad thing. You can just learn from it.
You get 100 no's, but all you need is one yes.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's
That is
that one
true.
thing.
And also, I think it's important putting yourself out there and shooting shots that you wouldn't normally shoot. I think
And be vulnerable.
Yeah,
Be
exactly.
vulnerable.
I mean,
Vulnerable,
listen, I became friends with you because you DM'd me on Instagram repeatedly telling me that we had mutual friends and we should become friends. And then I was ignoring your DMs, and you said, if you keep ignoring my DMs, I'm going to shave your beard off.
and I
thought that was funny.
That's
and
right.
so I was talking to David Lawrence, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to Jesse Cove's house, and I had not met you
Oh my
yet.
God, I
and I was like,
remember
oh, I'm gonna come with you. I had never met you, and I just showed up, and he was like doing an audition for you, and I met you at
Wow.
your house while you were filming a David Lawrence audition.
And
then
then
he hired
I
me.
met you through him
And then I
by
hired you,
crashing
yeah.
your birthday dinner with Jesse that was
Oh,
and we did a
Sushi
dinner.
Dan.
Oh yeah.
Sushi Dan.
Oh, it was great. It
Mhm.
was so fun.
And I was like, Jesse is the nicest dude. By the end of the night, I was like, oh my God, I got to be friends with this dude. Like,
Oh,
he's
thanks,
the nicest,
man.
sweetest guy.
That was
and then
the
Shelby
pro
too.
gong dinner
Mhm.
where we just kept asking the sushi people to hit the gong because they had a gong.
Right.
And we were drinking a lot of sake, and we just kept going dong.
And be like, are you pro gong or no gong? No gong?
No
You
gong,
pro
no gong,
Pro
pro gong.
We almost called this
Should
the
have one
pro
in
gong
here.
podcast, but
Yeah, the gong show.
we figured nobody would understand
Yeah,
what the
nobody
pro
would know.
gong
Yeah.
was. So we were
Yeah.
like, Tracksuit would make way more sense for this. But to 360 back, that's also where I met Josh Kelly that same night.
It was a
and
good
then-
night, and my uncle was there too.
Oh my God, your uncle was the
And-
magician. He was like, let me do
Yes.
card tricks. And I was like, oh my God, I love
And
magicians.
it was my birthday. I was quite inebriated that night, and my uncle chose that night to hand me a ring that was my grandfather's
Oh,
and
that's
say,
cool.
that's right.
say, this was your grandpa's ring. He would want you to have it. And within 20 minutes, I drunkenly lost that ring.
Oh my God, no.
He handed it
no.
to me within 20 minutes. I'm wearing a tracksuit. Things don't stay in the pockets. I was like, it's gone.
You see this ring?
It's
You
gone.
see
But
this
I found it. Oh yeah,
You see this watch?
ring?
You see
I
this
kept it up
watch?
my ass
Okay.
for 20 years. Yeah.
And what I
Dude,
was going to
that's
say is
great.
Josh Kelly.
That was a Pulp Fiction reference, guys.
Yes.
Josh Kelly on the set of the workout. I was having like a really hard time trying to get these lines right at the same point in time as all the camera moves had to hit the exact points around the deal. And one of Josh's best advice that I've tried to keep to this day was Josh was like, you should just write out your lines. like write them out, like go on a piece of paper and write them out. And Josh is absolutely unbelievable because I would imagine you'd have to learn so many lines so fast for the soap operas because it moves so fast.
Oh, he's amazing.
On that. What advice do you have for actors to like learn lines, auditions, those type of things?
Yeah, Heath Ledger did that. He wrote, his like Joker journal. He wrote his lines out in this like journal he had. For me, it's stuff like that, repetition. I'll record, the other person's lines and then I'll play it back. And so I'm basically out loud acting the scene so I can like get it down and then I'll like get in there. And so that's always like helpful for me is actually, and working with someone else is always great.
So unfortunately, time flies and we are at the end of our podcast.
Okay.
So, are there any, and we'll have to have you come back.
Yeah.
There's so much more to talk about, but, are there, where can people find you? Are there any, upcoming projects you want to plug or anything like that before we sign off here?
There's so much. There's, The Last Firefighter coming out, Boris is Dead. And those are the ones I'm most excited about now. There's, also Tennessee Ride Along action comedy I did in Toronto.
Yeah, that looked fun.
Yep.
That was with James Storm, right?
Yes, James Storm, the wrestler. We had a great time. Produced by Gary Wheeler and Brainstorm up in Canada. They're awesome.
Oh, Gary Wheeler's the one who does the Blue Ridge show,
yes,
right? Yeah, very cool.
Awesome. Brought me to that. So there's a lot. There's like 4 other projects I'm not mentioning. All for Love coming out I think in December. But yeah, you can follow me on all my platforms at Jesse Kove, JesseKove, and I'm very active on there.
We'll drop that down.
And Wings of Rescue. Go to wingsofrescue.org and donate there.
Yes, Josias Cove signing off. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast, and it was a pleasure having you, bud.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Jesse.
Love you guys.
And that was the Tracksuit Podcast, episode 1. Thank you, Jesse Kove, for coming on, and we hope you all spread the love, and we'll see you next time.
Save some dogs.